off-road racing. Alfie Cox and Willie Ireland make welcome returns to the local off-road scene. An unhappy weekend for top crew Richard Schilling and Robert Walk. The 250 class machines dominate an event marked by high speeds and dust. Top stars Bux Carolyn and Kenny Scholthammer set the early pace. Total South Africa brings you the best of South African Championship off-road racing. Total, earning our stripes for you, earning our stripes for motorsport. The Mmabatho Sun 500, sixth round of the Total GTE Off-Road Championship, saw the series back on the high veld. All the familiar faces, along with a few newcomers, were on hand for one of the fastest events on the South African off-road calendar. As always, the pre-race paddock was a hive of activity. Apart from official scrutineering, there are always 101 last-minute adjustments that need to be made to the vehicles. Some competitors are a little more organised than others, but one ingredient never missing from the pre-race paddock at any motorsport meeting is an air of expectancy. The consistent Alfred van Vieren and Piet Pelzer have a healthy lead in the Commercial Vehicle Championship, but there is no shortage of quality opposition. Rainer Meintjes and Renier Jooster in the Nissan Safari have taken advantage of some non-finishers from other teams to move into second place in the Commercial Vehicle Championship. On Racing Section 1, to determine start positions for the race proper, Meintjes and Jooster were under pressure from high flyers Philip Milan and Springbok Richard Leek in the Toyota Hilux Turbo. In their anxiety to get past Meintjes and Jooster, the experienced Milan and Leek were victims of what is known in motorsport circles as brain fade. Veteran Linton Draper, back from a year in America, rolled his Nissan but managed to get going again after Philip Milan and Richard Leek had stopped to offer assistance. Alfred van Vieren and Piet Pelzer were enjoying themselves with reliability and consistency key factors in their success over the years. Springbok rally driver Cassie Coetzee and navigator Wiley Harrington have a wealth of motorsport experience between them. The pair are two of motorsport's great characters and were looking for good results. The battle between arch-rivals Bux Carolyn and Klaus Degener continues to rage in the special vehicles class. For both drivers, there was plenty at stake, and tactics play a major role in their race preparation.
Today's speed section was very, very fast, and I don't want to race at that speed tomorrow. I'm going to just play a waiting game and watch Klaus and just pressurise him along the route as much as I can. We've got a little bit of a dodgy gearbox. We'll hold together, we'll just nurse it a little bit, but my normal trick is to ride to the refuel and then race from there to the finish. But we'll be here.
Degener is an out-and-out racer who is always flat out. Any clash with old rival Carolyn always has an element of gamesmanship about it.
Well, we had a pretty easy run. We were right behind Bux, and the only reason we didn't pass him was because we felt there's no point in passing him and taking a chance in the dust. And the car's going so well that, you know, all I can say is that we're expecting a good run tomorrow, and the rest is up to the Lords above.
For another top crew, there were early problems. An electrical fault saw Richard Schilling and Robert Walk grind to a halt, and running repairs were needed. Greg Weevil and Warren Clarkson were in better shape in the ex-Carolyn Kajima Raceco, and they looked set to continue their recent good form. A newcomer to Class 9 was Carl van Rensburg in the ex-Richard Carolyn Fortfire Raceco, who was feeling his way in the car. The last time our production crew caught up with Peter Pumpe, he was stuck in the sand on the Toyota 1000 Desert Race. This time around, we nabbed him in wetter surroundings. Steve Parker and VZ Van Zyl have a huge lead in the Production Vehicle Championship. The Variawa Hussein combination has gone into temporary retirement, And with none of their rivals posing a serious threat in the championship stakes, Parker and Van Zyl could afford to take it easy. Former SA champions Wilfred Westlau and Dagmar Blanca showed a little indecision here and there, but were expected to give Parker and Van Zyl a run for their money. On the motorcycle side, Toyota 1000 Desert Race winner Richard Manning was the man to beat in the 200 class. The Winston Yamaha star had his doubts before the event that he could repeat his giant-killing act against the bigger capacity machines in what was going to be a fast race. Winston Yamaha teammate Brian Bontekoning posed a major threat to Manning, with a great duel expected between the pair. Now fully recovered after having a toe amputated, Yuri Human was also expected to be a 200 class frontrunner.
Hy is baie beter as hy was. Ek het hom 'n paar keer bietjie seer gemaak, maar val my nie so veel verby nie. Die ding wat hulle vir my gemaak het op my boot, help my baie. Ek kan iets maar slaan, dit maak nie net my seer eet.
The 250 class championship battle is wide open. An outright favourite for overall honours in the Mmabatho Sun 500 was Springbok superstar Jeremy Davies, recently recovered from a knee operation, who was predicting a tight finish.
We're going to have a big dust tomorrow. I think the times are very close. Alfie's there, Willie's there, Errol's there, the whole lot. I think there are about 10 bikes and there's not much separating us. So tomorrow is going to be a hell of a race.
Back from America and out on the Port Fire Kawasaki was Natal Springbok Alfie Cox.
The speeds are much higher there. The terrain is much rougher. You get yourself in shape. You be able to negotiate bumps, whoops, rocks in the road, as best you can. You learn a lot more of that in America than you do here, because we have our desert's very smooth, and I think it'll help me a hell of a lot coming back home again, especially after being down in Baja twice and doing very well down there.
Winston Yamaha had their hopes pinned on Gavin Nimmo, who picked the wrong place to take a little tumble during racing section 1. Back in action in the 500 class after a serious arm injury was Castrol Barbaspan 500 winner Koki Vainan. With Lesotho star Patrick Andrews switching stables to ride for Kawasaki, Andrews was a little apprehensive about the fast route.
I'm actually quite scared of this fast stuff here. I mean, it's like on the cable the whole day. I actually enjoy the more technical stuff, the slow stuff. It's too fast for me out here.
Willie Island took a sabbatical recently to go jet ski racing. Winter on water was not Island's idea of fun.
I've been training hard, very hard, to make sure that when I come back I don't have to suffer. The riding's still the same. I haven't lost anything, and hopefully I can show them tomorrow.
Also back from a successful overseas trip was Kevin Tebbett, who had no doubts about the merit of international experience.
Well, it taught me about riding more smoothly, not taking chances and not falling off, because you had a lot of times to keep there, and if you made any mistakes you would lose your time, whereas you've got 500 k's to race, you can make a mistake or two, teach you to be more careful,
Clerk of the course, Vincent Stanton, predicted a tough time for competitors over the 400-kilometre route.
It's basically the same route. We've changed it slightly. It's a bit dustier this year because the last race we had was very late, early in the year. So I expect a bit of a dustier route than last year. I expect the front runners to do faster times. The back markers are going to have a hard time in the dust. The bikers, I think, are going to have a very, very difficult race tomorrow.
The traditional early morning start was characterised by the usual last-minute preparation. With plenty at stake, even the top stars were more tense than is normally the case.
Well, we need to win. We need to get in category, that is specials category. We need to pull a win on Carolyn, because he beat us at the last race at the 500. So that put us 8 points behind. So we need to win today, and if Bucks comes second, then we tie level in the championship.